I was going to do some wheel building today, and I've got the hub and the rim and the spokes and the nipples all dropped off by the owner, and unfortunately I'm not going to be building this wheel. The spokes were labelled as inners and outers and for whichever side and so on. That's not a problem, that all makes sense, and they're for the conical hub. But unfortunately the rim, the angle of the holes in the rim are drilled wrong for this application. I've got a couple of spokes in the hub at the sort of length and angle that they want to be at, and the holes that I've got them in are at a completely different angle to what the spokes want to be at. I'll try and explain that in a minute. Perhaps you can see I'm near the end of the spokes there. I've got the wheel sort of roughly, the rim roughly centred up against the hub. Now what I'm going to do, note the angle that the spokes are laying at on the large diameter side of the conical hub for the spokes to reach. Now I know that that angle is about right for a conical hub rear wheel. I've built a few of them, so I don't doubt that the spokes are correct, but the rim is just the wrong sort. Well, the drillings are at the wrong angles for the spoking arrangement to work, and I'll get the rim away from the centre of the hub in a minute and stand it up, but just keep in mind the angle that that spoke there is laying at, and I'll do this in a spoke and push through the hole there. There's the line that the spoke wants to take, pretty near vertical, so when you try and lay the thing over at the sort of angle that the hub and the length of the spokes dictate, you actually be forcing the spoke to bend, and you might get a couple of spokes in to begin with, but when you try and put the rest in, you'll suddenly find it gets very difficult and you won't be able to screw the nipples up or through the holes. So I can't build this wheel with this rim, so I'm going to have to give the owner the bad news. I don't know whether he got the rim at the same place as he got the spokes and the nipples. I've got no idea, but I can't see this lot going together at all as it is, unfortunately. And you often see rims for sale and adverts of, with people selling rims, and they'll say 36 hole or 40 hole or whatever. 40 is what you most commonly see on the British bikes. Well, the number of holes alone isn't good enough to go by, because you've got different diameters of flanges on various hubs. Some might be the same diameter on both sides, and that's great. All the spokes will be pretty much the same. There might be inners and outers, but when you've got two different diameters, you're going to end up with spokes wanting to lean at a different angle on one side to what they will on the other. Usually the longer spokes are more sort of upright, and the ones on the bigger diameter side will be laid over more. Now this rim, either side, the spokes tend to want to sort of be at around about the same sort of angle as each other. There's not much, if any, sort of difference in how they want to lay. I've got the nipples screwed onto the spokes, and I'm pressing the nipples home in the recesses in the rim. That is their natural sort of angle that they want to be at. Neither of them on either side want to lay over at an angle like that, so this rim is incompatible with this hub, unfortunately, so that's a no-go.